Freeman of the family Aspinall, from Burnley, Lancashire, England, obviously. That's the landmass, not the corporation. My background is, since 1996, I've made my living by growing the hemp plant, yeah? Which is not harming anybody, and we're all entitled to free trade, levy exchange, trade and barter, yeah? Now, the reason I got into this is because I got told that it was lawful, which I'd always ever felt it was lawful, yeah? And so that's how I made my living since 1996, yeah? But classed as outlawed, wrongly outlawed. I went to see a mate of mine called Matt. I'd met the guy on a plumbing course when I was training to be a plumber. Yeah. Now the guy who was kind enough, he was a Corgi engineer, plumber, yeah, and gas fitter, and he gives a lift as we do in his apprentice, and he taught us a lot. Yeah. So I know this guy was an educated man, you know, a few years older than myself. Anyway, when I went to see Matt, which was a young lad who did the training with, he turned around and told me that I could grow weed lawfully, yeah, and told me about this Magna Carta, and obviously my first response was, you know, way, kiss it, you know what I mean? Anyway, when I've left, I only had half an hour, I've gone, and I couldn't sleep at night because I kept thinking, right, this Peter I know is an intelligent man, yeah, if it had been a crackhead or something who'd have turned around and said it, I wouldn't have believed him, yeah. So after 2 weeks, I come back into area, went to see Matthew, he rung Pete, I went down to see Pete, he ended up brilliant man, downloaded a load of files for me, yeah, gave me a lot of information to watch, which a lot with Rob Menard, Hero, yeah, and I watched me learning his stuff, understanding the legal fiction, and of course, every time I was reading and finding out more, I was getting more and more mad because of the way they'd been treating me over the years and classing me as an outlaw when it's actually them who's the outlaws and the villains, yeah, the more you read and understand what's actually going on, yeah. So then I started reading it, yeah, and started understanding it more and more, yeah, and this is what you've got, you know, anyone who is interested in going into this, you must really get and understand the basic thing, and that is your legal fiction and the difference between yourself being a man and not being the fictional name, yeah? And I think that's very important, you know, because that's the key to everything, isn't it? Once you've got that understanding, you can progress to another level. Now, I just thought, right, I can learn a bit, step out of society and get on with doing what I've been doing, but at least it'd be lawful. But of course, then you have to test things. Yeah, so paperwork were done. I wrote to the Queen the 2 affidavits. I claim claim a right, yeah, which is basically making your own law, yeah, and having a contract between yourself and the private corporation known as United Kingdom, yeah. And then I also served a private contract to the Prime Minister, which was Gordon Brown at the time, yeah, stating that I was withdrawing all consent to legislation and rules, and in fact that was not a legal fiction. I was a living man with a big soul, yeah? Because you've got to look, the word person is a very interesting word, yeah? Because it basically means the human body with no soul, yeah? And it also means corporation as well, which is why you can never actually own anything as a person. So whatever you think you own, you don't really own. The United Kingdom is a company. It might as well be Tesco's, Asda, yeah? That private company, yeah, has a contract to the name, which is a legal fiction, yeah? Now, if you claim to be the name, the legal fiction, you're contracted under all legislated rule, yeah? It's like working for a company, yeah? So when you actually writing, and when I wrote to the Prime Minister, another affidavit explaining that we've revoked all my consent to legislated rule, yeah, which brought me into this common law rule, yeah, then I'm not working for the corporation, the United Kingdom. I actually live in a landmass known as England, and has been known as England for a long time, or Britain, yeah? I don't live in the United Kingdom, it is impossible. Well, my first experience, yeah, is because I used to be a football hooligan in the 80s and all this. I know I've still a lot of friends in there, and now I'd informed this about what were going on, yeah, and so I'd only seen him about 3 times in 3 months because I was in studying, yeah, and learning the law. So, me being me, I won't shut up about it, and I'm drilling in about this law, that law, this law, and they're all looking at me as though I'm daft, as usual, that. Anyway, what I did then is I thought, right, they're always surrounded with police and get annoying, you know, even if they're doing no. So it was a football match, so what I did is we were playing Leeds actually, so there was a massive police presence, and they'd all surrounded the lads in the pub. So what I did, they were riot police there, they were out with cameras, surrounded.